Welcome to another episode of YouTubers Reacts. I have 4 YouTubers on today. None of them are happy. In fact, all of them are fuming. If you're looking for a channel today that's going to speak positively about Spurs, then you're in the wrong place and you need to switch off now, because this result against Newcastle today was an absolute shambles. This was a must win for Spurs, and we didn't turn up yet again at home. We are a really bad side. I've never been more certain in my life that we are going to go down this season. We haven't got the fight. We haven't got the attitude. We haven't got the quality. We haven't got the manager. We haven't got the board. We haven't got the owners to get over the line when it comes to a relegation battle. We are going to go down. You've heard it here first. We are going to go down 100%. I cannot see anything else. This is what's going to happen. From the top to the bottom, they are cowards. Enoch are cowards. Langer's a coward. That Vinay he's an Arsenal scumbag. He's a coward. Frank is a coward. Doesn't want to play front foot football, wants to play namby-pamby long throws and corners. Coward. Players today were cowards. Don't know how else to explain it. This, for me, is becoming the most depressing thing to watch. And I can't believe that we were 30 seconds away from being 3 points from relegation. Man United scored in the last kick of the game, basically. Otherwise, we would have been 3 points for relegation. Now, as it stands, it's 5. And we've got Arsenal next. And by the way, Arsenal will take the piss out of us. If we turn up like that, we will lose 5-0 at home to Arsenal and another embarrassing performance. I can't even see where this win's coming from. And on top of that, more injuries. Odegaard off today. So he's gone off for another injury. It looks like he's twisted or pulled something. He'll be out for a month or two too. Your doggy 3 days ago just went off with an injury. We're down to the bare bones. So even if we found a bit of fight, we ain't got no players to fight with. If we get more injuries on top of this, we're going to get relegated. I'm telling you. I'm going to get everybody else on because I'm fuming with this fucking Spurs side now. They're fucking cowards. They are. They're cowards. I don't know how else to explain it. No fucking fight in them at all. No backbone. Diving. 2 players got booked for diving today because they don't want to put a challenge in. They'd rather just dive. I'm sick of it. Right, first person I'm going to get on today is Kate, and this is what she had to say.
Hi everyone, it's Kate from Kate and Jimbo giving my match reaction to Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. I really, it's going to be short and sweet. In fact, it's going to be short and sour, but there's not really a lot to say about it. It was poor. The players just don't look like they're being trained properly. One don't look like they know what the other one's doing. There's no attacking threat. You know, I understand we've got loads of injuries and another one tonight. Odegaard's gone off. But we just look all over the place. And people who are saying we can't go down.
I've resigned to it.
Yeah, Jimbo's resigned that he thinks we are going down. I mean, West Ham, as I'm recording this video, are 1-0 up against United, which puts us 3 points in front of them. And we've got Arsenal next. We are in a very precarious position. I watched that game and I don't see these players having the fight and the passion and the will for a relegation battle. They're just pondering around. Basuma, a snail's pace to try and get to the ball. Spence the same. You know, it's abysmal. It is abysmal. I'm absolutely embarrassed to be a Spurs fan. Get this manager out of my club. Get someone in that can train these players. And something's got to be investigated as to why I've got these injuries, one after the other. I won't have it. It's scheduling. because other teams aren't suffering like we are. But yeah, I've got nothing good to say. All I know is I'm glad there's 12 days off, because I'm sick to death of watching this load of rubbish. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Kate. And I don't blame you for having nothing nice to say. What good can we say about today? What positives has anybody got from today? Absolute zero positives. Next up, I've got Nigel. Here's what Nigel had to say.
Thomas Frank has to go tonight. Has to go. Big up, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for letting me do this video again. Another defeat for Spurs and another inept, pathetic performance from the players on the pitch and the manager in the dugout. I know we have a lot of injuries. But I expect more. The first half was absolutely woeful yet again. We went 1-0 down at half time against Newcastle. It could have been 3 or 4, to be honest. Spurs never turned up in a must-win game. In a game that Tottenham had to win, we didn't turn up in that first half. Sure, in the second half, there was a little bit more fight, but it still wasn't anywhere near good enough. We got the equaliser. I thought, here we go, come on then. And we just went back into our shell. Newcastle picked us off again. It was almost like the goal we scored woke Newcastle up again. They went in front, never looked like conceding after that. Spurs, pitiful performance. And for me, that is the last straw. Thomas Frank has to go. He has to go tonight. It's not all on him. The board have been shocking. They have not backed this manager at all. They need to look at themselves hard. We have a lot of injuries. I get it. I absolutely understand. But I expect more from those players on the pitch. I expect more from the manager. He looks woefully out of his depth at Tottenham. And we are in a serious, serious relegation battle, guys. A serious relegation battle. This is getting hard to watch. Guys, smash a like, hit a subscribe for Alan. It is tough doing videos when Spurs constantly lose. Hopefully soon we will have some more positive videos to do. But as of now, Frank has to go. Some of the players need to look at themselves. Another really disappointing performance at home. Guys, smash a like, hit a subscribe, drop a comment in, and have a great night.
Cheers, Nigel, mate. Appreciate that. And I agree, Frank needs to go. If I was stranded in a desert, I don't think he could motivate me to drink water. That's how bad he is as a manager. Honestly, I can't describe it any better than that. Next up, I have Andy, and here's what he has to say.
I can't believe I'm actually having to do such a video, but Spurs losing 2-1 at home to Newcastle, that's not the shocking part. The shocking part is Spurs are sitting in a relegation battle. As I record this, West Ham winning 1-0. Spurs sitting, 3 points clear of the relegation battle. And look, at the end of the day, it's February the 10th, whatever it is. Frank needs to go. He needs to be sacked. And this nightmare needs to end. His win rate is, I don't know, something under 30%, something like that. I turn 30 in a few weeks. I am older than Thomas Frank's win rate at Spurs. And I'm in my 20s. That just let that sink in. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. The quality of football is embarrassing. His attitude towards the club is now embarrassing. Going from, we're going to take risks. We're a risk take. If the biggest risk you can take is not taking risks. We're going to build on the foundations of Ange and everything like that. He then throws Ange underneath the bus, and we play some of the worst football known to man. The thing is, with his football, we did this football under Mourinho and Conte. I mean, it wasn't great, but, Conte can sit there and say, well, we're in the top 4. We're in the top 4. Mourinho was like, we're in a cup final. They're world-class managers who play awful football. Thomas Frank is the court jester of playing such awful football. He needs to go. This misery needs to end. And I want to just start enjoying my football again when it comes to Spurs. Because good God Almighty, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. But anyway, over and out. Peace.
Cheers, Andy. And he's the one guy that could try and put a smile on your face, even though he's killing inside. And you can tell he's trying to laugh because he just knows what the inevitability is if we go down. It's absolute crazy. Last but not least, I've got Harry, and this is what Harry had to say.
Hi Alan, thank you for the opportunity as always. It's, shame it is circumstances it's in, and listen, seriously, this is not good for Tottenham. It's really not good. We're sleepwalking towards something we don't want to be sleepwalking towards, and of course I'm talking about the relegation battle. Every other team in 2026 is picking up points or showing some kind of form, picking up results here and there. Tottenham aren't even doing that. Very concerning. And as someone that stood by this manager on the basis that these owners are incompetent, this new board is incompetent as the owners together. I mean, sometimes I wish we could bash their heads together. So for that reason, I give Frank the benefit of the doubt. But in reality, he's not doing a good enough job. And we are, if we're not careful, walking into a relegation battle. I'm a positive Spurs fan at just 17 years of age. I'm not going to sit or stand here literally and tell you we're going to go down or anything like that. It's not my belief to be that negative. However, I do have concerns that we're not as good as the likes of Leeds United. West Ham in a lot better form and playing a lot better than we are. It is concerning, knowing that Arsenal and Fulham are next. Everyone at the club has to get their act in gear, and I think that the fans have been with Frank and the players the last couple of games, supported them at Old Trafford, no bad chant against the manager City, but you can't support something if you've got nothing to get behind. I think that's the fan concern that I'm now trying to see and understand a little bit more. So with Thomas Frank, I mean, it's a nasty discussion to have at the moment, but all I will say, I won't give my opinion because it never goes down well, but what I will say is we've got 12 days until we next play, so it feels like now or in the summer for Thomas Frank. I think it's just a matter of time before they depart, as whether you do it now or in the summer, and it could be depart by mutual consent for the benefit of everyone, because I think it does benefit Thomas Frank as well, or sacking. I personally can see it ending by mutual consent. Does Frank really want to be part of this toxicity, as much as I'm sure he wants to concede for his managerial record and because he cares, etc. But this is not a good look. Listen, Newcastle deserved it far better. I mean, first half, 10 corners they had, they're just totally dominant. I mean, for Tottenham, really lacklustre, really poor. We were just saying, go on, come at us, and we're the ones that need the win as well. Fair play to Newcastle. Before this game, dropped 19 points from winning positions. You saw it meant to them at the end. They defended well. They took their chances well. It's quite a weird lineup as well, too. No Hall, no strikers, and they have to think about the FA Cup at the weekend. So yeah, no, it's incredibly poor, and we're down to the bare bones. And I've said it before, the blood is on the hands of the owners, the board, after January. But Thomas Frank and the players have got to do so much better. It's nasty. It's not good. Leeds got a point at the time of recording. Maybe the time you see it, it'll be different. But the time of recording, West Ham are winning, was Leeds are 3 points above the drop. So, Alan, I mean, lots to get into, but I'm always trying to remain positive. But tonight is very, very difficult. It's not good for Tottenham. I tell you what, I can take a positive, and that's the fact that Tottenham don't play for 12 days. But all jokes aside, thank you so much for having me, and big up to everyone. And just hope we can turn our situation and fortunes around, whatever we think of the manager, the players, the board, the owners. We just need to get ourselves out of this situation, because if Arsenal win the league and Tottenham go down in the same season, that won't go down well with anybody.
Cheers, Harry, and a really good point made just there. Imagine if Spurs went down and Arsenal won the league in the same season. Imagine how we'd have to hide and wear balaclavas for the next year or so, because that would be the nightmare scenario, which I never saw coming. Luckily, Arsenal are the biggest bottlers in the world, and they'll probably not do that, and hopefully we can scrape out of this. But the only thing I disagree with, Harry, is being dragged into a relegation battle. We are in a relegation battle. You can't be 5 points from relegation and not be in a relegation battle. And playing the way we're playing. We've won 2 in the last 17. West Ham's form is better than ours. Leeds is better than ours. Wolves is probably better than ours at the moment. Forest is better than our form. So, and they're all the teams around us. We're in deep, deep trouble. And we need to sack Thomas Frank now. It's 12 days until the North London derby. At least have a new manager bounce for that game, at least, because if we keep Thomas Frank and we go into that North London derby, we're going to get absolutely embarrassed. We're going to get battered, and then we'll be shouting for Frank to be gone. The board will say there's no point sacking him now. We're in a relegation battle. We might as well keep it stable. We're not stable. Thomas Frank does not know what he's doing at this club. It's too big for him. You can see it a mile off. He needs to go, and he needs to go today. Please, everybody, subscribe to all my guests today. It's so hard to make these videos when you feel so depressed about your club. I'll pin a comment to the top, and I'll put all the links to their channels in. Please subscribe to them, cheer them up a little bit. It would do me a favor. Thank you so much for watching, and come on, you Spurs.